Hello everyone, this is Spino Dragon for Epoch Now, returning for our 6th episode of Epoch News. In this episode, we have decided to only cover 5 new publications that we find the most interesting. If you want to see what other new publications have been made last month, our official website has a page dedicated to the latest paleontological news, and the link to that page will be in the description below. With that said, let's dive right into the news from May 2024. Starting off the news from this past month, we have Jurassic marine reptiles from England present in European Russia. Published on May 10th, this new paper describes new material from marine reptiles that are present in the Jurassic Oxford Clay Formation. The marine reptile remains found belong to the likes of the pliosaurs, Liopleurodon and Cymolestes, plesiosaurs like Cryptocleidos and Marinosaurus, a species of Ophthalmosaurus, and metriorhynchid crocodilians like the giant Tyrannoneustes. The only animal that isn't present in Oxford clay that's also found here is the Abelisaurid borealinectes, which was first discovered in Arctic Canada. The new marine reptile material that has been found here, which ranges from just teeth or bone fragments to almost complete skeletons, further expand the geographic and geologic time range for these marine reptiles overall, and this is especially the case for Liopleurodon and other plesiosaurians, whose remains have only been found as far east as Germany or were exclusive to the UK prior to this publication. Hopefully more material will shed some light on how similar some marine ecosystems were in other regions outside of the warm, shallow seas that once covered all of Europe in the Jurassic. Continuing on with more paleontology news from Russia, we report a new genus and species of noasaurid from the early Cretaceous rocks of the Elec Formation in Siberia. Named Kiakursor longipes, it's not only the first ceratosaurian theropod to ever be described from Russia, but it's also only the second theropod from the country to be named after the proceratosaurid Kielescus, named in 2010. As similarly seen in Elaphrosaurus, Lemusaurus, and extant ostriches, Kiakursor has an unusually large third metatarsal that connects to an elongated middle toe, while the second metatarsal is reduced. This suggests that Kiakursor likely had a cursorial lifestyle, running at extremely high speeds either to catch fast-moving prey or to evade larger predators present in its environment. Kiakursor is a fascinating animal that adds more knowledge to this rather bizarre group of Abelisauroids. In addition, we also report yet another new genus of Abelisauroid, this time an Abelisaurid, from the La Colonia Formation in Patagonia, being the first Abelisaurid to be described from the formation since Carnotaurus in 1985. Coelacanth inakeali adds to the diversity of large theropods present in La Colonia. The animal is known from a partially complete skeleton and is found in the same locality as the recently named Titanomachia. What makes Coelacanth distinct from Carnotaurus is overall body size and the skeletal anatomy of the legs, vertebrae, and most importantly, the skull. Although the specimen died as a subadult, there's enough skull material to indicate it's a new genus and species. The biggest difference between the two is the lack of prominent horns that Carnotaurus is known for. Additionally, the skull roof and eye ridges are vastly different compared to Carnotaurus as well. The most important thing to note is that the texture of the ornamentation is described to have, quote, rugose lateral crests and a flat medial region covered in broad circular pits. In life, Coelacanth likely had intentionally rough-looking keratin to add with a rather flat skull roof. Although not as striking in appearance as Carnotaurus's, Coelacanth is definitely a bizarre Abelisaurid of its own to develop such weird ornamentation, along with its overall skull shape. Coelacanth, in conclusion, is a rather fascinating dinosaur that shows us what kind of competition Carnotaurus dealt with, and it's delightful to see what other dinosaurs existed with Carnotaurus just a month after the description of Titanomachia. And of course, we'll keep you updated to see what other La Colonia animals are going to be described next. In other news, we report a new paper published on May 24th that gives us a redescription for the type specimen of Plateosaurus trossingensis. First described in the 1830s, Plateosaurus is one of the first sauropodomorphs to have ever been described. The material known from this animal was enough to give it a foothold as one of the most heavily resourced dinosaurs of its kind as reference for new genera, even to this very day. However, the problem with these older publications is that the information about the animal overall becomes outdated over time. Therefore, this new osteological redescription for the holotype, named SMNS 13200, updates the animal's phylogenetic position and gives us a better understanding of the real biodiversity in late Triassic Norian Central Europe. As for the last publication we'll be covering today, a paper was released on May 31st that describes new evidence of dimorphism for the Dicynodont synapsid Placerias. The most distinct feature of late Triassic Dicynodonts like Placerias are the tusk-like projections on its maxillary bone, known as a caniniform. In this paper, the authors analyzed the maxilla, premaxilla, quadrates, and fibulae from a single population discovered in the Placerias quarry of the Blue Mesa member, located in the Chinle Formation in Arizona. The bones analyzed conclude the presence of two distinct morphs. The biggest difference in both morphs are the skulls themselves and where the caniniforms are present. One morph has larger skulls with large, tusk-like caniniforms, whereas the other morph has smaller skulls and the caniniforms are far more short and blunt. These morphs are called, respectively, long-tusked and short-tusked morphs. It's believed that the long-tusked morphs are males, while the short-tusked morphs are females. Based on the size of the caniniforms for the males, it's presumed that they served as a secondary sexual trait, used for intraspecific competition. Overall, this paper gives us a better understanding of the different tusk shapes present in different Placerias populations in North America, providing a better understanding of these fascinating animals, including all Dicynodonts as a whole. And with that, this has been Epoch News for the month of May. We hope you enjoyed learning about these new discoveries, and we would love to read your thoughts on these brand new findings in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell if you want to be notified for future content, and don't forget to visit our website to see what other brand new discoveries have been made. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Epoch News.